This video is about the Bulletin, which is a really important tool for you to use in order to know what classes you need and other requirements for graduation. To access the Bulletin, go to bulletin.mines.edu in a web browser. It'll take you to kind of an introduction page, and then you want to click on undergraduate information here on the left. That will take you to this page, which at some point you just want to read through so you know that you're familiar with what's written here as well as the policies here on the right. Now, some important things the Bulletin contains are information about your classes. So if you click on undergraduate programs and departments, that takes you to this page. Up here at the top, they have different choices. So they'll tell you about the major, the minor, their faculty, and their courses. For the major, if you click on it, again, it gives you information, and then if you scroll down, it gives you a suggested schedule. This is the Common Core page in the Bulletin. If you scroll down, it has a lot of information, especially what science classes that you might want to take, as also a suggested schedule here for your freshman year. So if you have questions about that, you can definitely talk with your advisor. So going back to this petroleum example, we're going to scroll down. So they suggest certain classes starting in your sophomore year. Some things that you want to pay attention to are the prerequisites for classes, and you can do this also for classes in the core. So when you click on the class in the Bulletin, it gives you a description of the class. It also tells you generally when it's offered. That's what these symbols here are. A 1 means it's generally offered in the fall, a 2 means it's generally offered in the spring, and an S means it's generally offered in the summer. Now that's not a guarantee that it'll always be offered then, but generally they will. It also tells you the prerequisites of the class. So this is statics, and the prerequisites are that you have to have Physics 1 completed, or you also need Math 112 completed, or to be taking it at the same time. So some things just to pay attention to, you want to become familiar with the requirements of the major that you're thinking about, because sometimes they only offer classes once a year. So here's an example for petroleum. Reservoir rock properties is generally only offered in the spring. There are some prerequisites and co-requisites here. So you want to make sure that as you're moving on through your curriculum that you know which classes are only offered once a year and what prerequisites they have, because you want to stay on track, especially for those classes. Now, many of your other classes in your first 3 or 4 semesters can be flexible. So for example, economics, you may not need to take that in your first 2 semesters. It is a requirement for graduation, but if it fits better in your schedule at a later time, then that's fine as well. Now, these are things you definitely want to talk to your advisor about.